How is it going, everybody? This is Sean Barnes. I want to welcome you to the Way of the Wolf. Once again, I am not in the studio. I am recording out on beautiful Lake Conroe, and I am out riding my Ultra 150. The topic of the show today is going to be patience. Now, I'm going to tell a little bit of a story. When the Ultra 150s came out back in 1999 was the first year. They were red, which red isn't really a favorite color of mine on vehicles. But the Ultra 150 came out, was the fastest production jet ski made at that point in time. Just ridiculous how powerful these skis were. Couldn't afford one at the time, but man, I wanted one. Had a couple of friends who had them, they let me ride them, and I fell in love. It's just, these things are insane. Could never afford one. And over the years, I've just kind of kept my eye out looking for one that's in good condition, ran well, and oh man, I would say over the past 5 years or so, I've really started looking more intently and focusing more on trying to find that clean Ultra. As you can imagine, that was more than 20 years ago. So finding one in good working condition that didn't have a lot of hours on it has proven to be quite challenging for me. A couple of months ago, my Craigslist alert popped up. This was right in the Woodlands area, and I saw the pictures, immediately messaged the guy, said, hey, can I come look at it this afternoon? And so I did. I drove out, looked at it. He was asking more than I wanted to pay for it, for sure. But whenever I got there and started looking at it, seeing how low the hours were, seeing how well this thing has been maintained, and the fact this is the only owner that's ever had it, oh, it was just, it felt right. And I was willing to pay more for that perfect ski that I've been craving and wanting for over 20 years now. I've taken it out a handful of times, and today the weather was perfect, and I went ahead and brought my recording gear. I've got my Road Go mic stuff in a little Ziploc baggie hanging off the side of my cell phone right now, but that's okay. I really wanted to record this content because when I think about patience, I have struggled with patience throughout the entirety of my life. As a kid, I always wanted that toy. I always wanted that thing right then. And whenever I turned 15, 16, I was working multiple jobs, got into vehicles, and would always just buy whatever vehicle it was that I wanted at that point in time. I couldn't wait. I would work my ass off, save a whole bunch of money, buy that vehicle. And that became kind of a pattern for me. For those of you that have known me since high school, you've known I've been through a lot of vehicles. Around 2012 and 13 time frame, I finally bought the car that I had dreamed of as soon as it came out. It's a C6 ZR1 Vet. I'd had a couple of C5 Z06s over the years, a lot of F-bodies, formulas, Camaros with all sorts of mods, nitrous, stroker motors, all sorts of crazy stuff. But I bought that ZR1 in 2013 and have had it ever since. I've had it for 9 years, and I haven't had a desire to buy anything else because that was my dream car. I saved for years. I sold my G8, I sold my C5 Z06, put a down payment on the C6Z, and I have just loved it ever since. And the same thing with my Avalanche. I bought that brand new in 2013 just because I loved the Avalanches. And I haven't had a need or a desire to buy anything else. So my messaging here is focus on what you really want in life. Don't settle. Focus on the things that you want. Figure out how do you get the things that you want in life and work your ass off until you get it. And sometimes you're gonna have to wait, and that's okay. Whenever I think about the past 10 years in my roles in my career, patience is also something that I've struggled with there. Because I want things to get done immediately. Like, why wait? Get it done. What I've come to realize is there's a process to these things. You've got to lay a foundation. It's like building a house. You've got to lay the foundation first before you can start framing it out, before you can put the walls up, before you can put the roof up. And the more you understand about your team, about your business, you'll start to realize what are those foundational pieces that you have to have in place. Put your effort into those. Lay that foundation first, and then start building the frame, put the roof on, put the walls in, figure out what that process is, and start executing. And if you don't know what the process is, find somebody who can help you. That's something that I love doing, having conversations with entrepreneurs and seeing, hey, what's going on with your business? What are your hurdles? What are you struggling with? Let's work through this together. Let's figure it out, map out a process, and make it happen. And the last thing I'll share is, and I don't know if it's just come with age or experience, but patience is just something that I have gotten gradually better at. I still struggle because I want things to happen immediately, but I know that everything happens and unfolds exactly as it should. And I've learned to trust in the timing of life. That's my biggest piece of advice for all of you. Stop stressing and start going with the flow. Appreciate where you're at, learn the lessons, and keep moving forward. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna go hit it, do some high-speed runs, see if I can get some GPS numbers on this thing. Funnily enough, I just bought this 6 months ago, or actually not even 6 months ago, a couple of months ago. 2 years ago, I found a sweet deal on a Shredmaster ride plate, a Solus impeller, and some sponsons that help with stability. That's one of the things about the Ultras that people will complain about and struggle with is they're insanely powerful. They can go up to 70 miles an hour straight from the factory. But if there's any chop at all, these things are wild to ride and it will throw your ass. So a couple of years ago, I actually bought these mods on a forum just because I found a sweet deal on them, and I've been waiting for the ski. Here it is. I'm gonna do some baseline hits, and then I'll start throwing those mods on, figuring out what's going on, and just enjoy this. I've waited 23 years to get one, and I am really gonna enjoy it now. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much, and y'all have a good one.